What's up, guys? Wow, so what a triple crown, and Deegan's back. This is the Hayden Deegan I expected, but he might have a teammate that has more talent than him. I'm telling you, this Cole Davies has that special something. He reminds me a bit of Jet Lawrence. Thank you to everyone who has reached out for the Nano Extreme samples. Email me at chriscookseymedia@gmail.com, and please put your name, address, and then email at the bottom so I can just copy and paste it. I've been doing thousands of them, so when you do that, it makes it much easier on me. So thank you for doing that. P. Davey did it perfect right here. And yeah, when you're ready, after you try this stuff, head over to Nano Extreme and use code Cooksey for free shipping. If you find yourself looking for content, head over to the Coach Rob YouTube channel. If you want to know about fitness and getting in shape, he's got tons of stuff. If you want to hear an interview with Jeremy Martin or a Vet Racer podcast or a Navigating Amateur Motocross, he's got it all. So head over to Coach Rob's YouTube channel.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So this race was a huge race for Hayden Deegan. Not in the sense of the championship's on the line, but he had lost his swagger. He looked beatable. He didn't have that edge that he had at the end of last year, and he desperately needed to come out and reestablish himself as the guy right before the East-West, because the next race they have is in Indianapolis, and it will be an East-West where he gets a shot at Levi Kitchen and Max Anstey and all those guys on the East. This one was very important to gain momentum before that big race. And while he parted with Christian Craig as his trainer, I don't think that's the reason he's been struggling. I think it has to do more with the West Coast dirt. Much like Cooper Webb, it's tough. It's different than what these guys ride all the time. And I know he grew up on the West, but it's just different. He struggled in futures at Anaheim. He has always struggled with that kind of slick dirt. It doesn't accommodate his riding style, that loose, let it fly. In the stadiums with the harder packed and the slick, you got to be a little bit more calculated. And I don't think that suits Deegan as well. With that said, I think it's brilliant that he's racing West Coast, because when he goes to 450, there's no just choosing East or West. You're going to have to race all of them. And I also don't think Christian Craig is a good fit for him as a rider coach. If you look at Christian Craig, he is poetry on that motorcycle. Everything's perfect. I mean, he does it exact. And then you look like Ricky Carmichael and some of these other guys, and they're loose. Hayden Deegan needs to be loose. If you try and calm this guy and make him technical instead of what he is, you take away his strengths. He is so talented that he can get himself in these crazy positions and use his balance and strength to get out of it. And I think it will translate into the 450. And I think if you try and tame that, which is kind of what Christian Craig with his calculated technique would do, it didn't work. Nice try. Go back to doing what you're doing. It reminds me of a golf analogy. Remember Arnold Palmer? He didn't have a pretty swing. And a lot of people were like, dude, do this, do that. It didn't matter. He still won events. He still was one of the greatest golfers ever. He said, sometimes it just comes down to, you know what? You just hit the ball and you hit it less times than the other guy, you win the event. Sometimes you got to just go back to basics. Just ride the bike. Don't worry about toe position, hip position, locking hips, back. You almost confuse yourself when you do stuff like that, and it's wrong. And I'm not saying technique isn't important. I'm saying at the level that Hayden Deegan's at, you don't need to. You kind of have to steer into your strengths. His strength is being able to be comfortable out of control, like Ricky Carmichael, Bob Hanna, and many guys in the past. He's not a calculated rider like Kevin Windham or Jeremy McGrath. He does things differently, and that doesn't mean it's not going to be successful. Watch, if he gets on the 450 and starts winning, everybody's going to say, technique, whatever, it doesn't matter, just pin it. That's just what we do in this sport. We follow everything. And with Jet having that like good technique and going that route, everybody thought they needed to go that route. No, you can do it however you want to do it. Just win the race. And I loved Hayden Deegan's helmet. I can't emphasize how important it is right now with what's going on in our country. The fraud, the dirty swamp draining that Trump and Elon are doing. And for Hayden Deegan to take that and shove it in the camera. I loved it. Thank you, Hayden Deegan, for being an American. And I don't even care if you believe in it or not. I like that you're putting Trump out there. And I know it was about the veterans, but Trump is supporting the veterans too. He is protecting our country and what many, many of our forefathers have died to give us these rights. Trump is making sure we still have them. That I appreciate. Is you don't even have to like him, but you have to look at what's going on with Doge and all the stuff they're uncovering. It's far worse than I even thought. But I want to see people held accountable, and hopefully that comes pretty soon. So we had a Michael Mosman sighting. Man, this guy, people forget how talented Michael Mosiman is. He's a bit of an enigma. He's kind of a weird dude. Apparently, he let some homeless guy stay in his room with him in San Francisco a few years ago. Had a lot of people talking. But make no doubt about it, Michael Mosiman can ride a dirt bike. And he was none too pleased with Hayden ramming into him. If you watch that, Hayden straight T-bones right into his leg. I'm glad it didn't hurt his leg or break his leg. But man, that was a rough one, and he was pissed. And Hayden knew it. Hayden knew it was a bit excessive, especially on a teammate. And immediately after the race, he's calling him over, trying to say, good race, and he apologized. Watch the body language on Michael Mosiman. I think it was just instinct that he put his hand out there to high-five him, but he tried. Look how quick he pulls his hand back. This is just hilarious. He's like, no, he's pissed. He's not pleased with Hayden Deegan over this one, and his leg hurts, and he's cost him a win. Hey, it's racing. You do what you got to do. Much like Vince Friese, you have no friends on the track. You have no friends on the track. You are racing for yourself. Your teammates are just that, your teammates. They're actually the people that you need to beat the most because they have the same equipment as you. But I sure like Michael Mosiman finding his form. He's a guy that could definitely battle for wins and championships if he gets his head screwed on right, and he looks like he's getting there. Now, looking at Juju, I know he's not the best on these kind of loose, rutted, this is not his ideal surface, but man, he really fell apart. Looks to me like having the Hayden Deegan target on him for the last couple weeks and all that pressure kind of getting to him just a little bit. I think he'll be just fine. He's going to have more good rides. He might even win the East-West. He's that talented. But you could see clearly, in practice, Deegan is slowing down and giving him the stare and completely messing with him. And while he might say he doesn't care, he cares. And it clearly got to him in Texas. Check out Ride Strapped. We got the Cooksey Cookout this Sunday. Go to cooksymob.com and register if you want to come hang out with us on Sunday after the Daytona Supercross. We'll be hanging out. We got Coach Rob coming. We got a bunch of, hopefully I'll have some special guests there. I'm trying to get some riders, but most of them are kind of traveling out of town on that Sunday. So we'll see who decides to show up. But we're going to have cookout, food, and just hang out. So go to cooksymob.com and sign up. And then if you want to get your red pill or goggles, head over to ridestrap.com. If you're shipping anything, use Precision Transport. This is the best shipping company that I've ever dealt with. They're family owned. They believe in customer service, reasonable pricing, just good people. Hit pretransport.com. And if you want to get some memorabilia, head over to motobilia.com. They have, with Bike Week coming up, keep in mind, this is not just motocross and supercross stuff. This is all motorcycling memorabilia, high end. And it's just, if you want to sell your stuff, check out Motobilia. Just a really cool site for anyone who collects really badass items. Man, that was hard to watch Jordan Smith. That was one of the hardest hits. It couldn't have gone much worse as far as when he fell off the bike. He hit straight into essentially a wall, hitting the face of that whoop. And he went unconscious. He had internal injuries. And they downplayed it on the broadcast. Oh, it's a rib injury. No, he broke some ribs, lacerated his spleen, and he was knocked out. That's pretty bad. And to talk about him being back in 2 weeks is ridiculous. Please, these guys are so tough. Jordan will probably raise his hand and say, I'll do it. Somebody around him needs to stop him. You can't take a hit like that with that many internal injuries, a concussion, and come back that fast. Let him heal up. I would like to see him take 8 weeks away, come back for the last couple rounds, and then hit outdoors. But you don't want to push it, man. These guys are going so fast, and these internal injuries are terrifying. And I hate to say this, but it's only a matter of time before something catastrophic happens. When you mess with your insides and you take a blow going 30 miles an hour to stopping, at some point we're going to see something catastrophic, and it's scary. So when something like this happens, please heal up completely before you come back. I don't want to see anything awful, especially to a good family man like Jordan Smith. He's got a beautiful family. He's a nice guy. Don't want to see him dealing with severe injuries. And he's going to have a lot no matter what. He's going to have a ton of stuff to deal with when his career's over. I don't want to see him adding to it by going out there too soon, getting another concussion, doing more damage to his internals by riding with a broken rib and a collapsed lung. Yeah, punctured lung. Add that to the list of injuries. That's nasty. How about Cole Davies? This kid he's so talented. I saw him on press day. He was the first guy to go 3-3 in the rhythm and then single out. And I thought he was going to go for the 4. Sexton did jump the 4 later on, but I thought Cole Davies was going to do it on the 250. I was like, dang, this kid's feeling it. He has that natural ability. He reminds me of Jet Lawrence in his rookie season. Jet Lawrence came out and he looked good and he did some stuff. He battled Ferrandis, but he made a lot of mistakes. That's what Cole Davies reminds me of. I mean, crashing behind the starting gate and then coming out and winning the third main. Cole Davies is going to be tough, man. This kid has the talent, that crazy speed and ability to do things on a motorcycle that not many people can do. I'm excited to see what Cole Davies' future holds. I hope he keeps racing. I hope he stays healthy this year and we get to see him build off of this rookie season, because this has been one heck of a rookie season. At any given night, this guy has the speed and endurance to win a race, and he might do it before this thing's over. How about Club MX? Club MX and Cody Schock getting his first career podium. Second overall for Club MX and Cody Schock. If you're not watching their YouTube channel, if you're not watching Club Life on YouTube, you're missing out on the very best video documentary that any of these teams do. They show you everything, and you see how they cultivate talent. There is nobody in this sport who takes riders and gets all of out of, like, what they do on the track, that's all they have. They do everything and give their riders the best chance to succeed, and it shows. I mean, they're on a privateer effort with guys that you wouldn't think would be getting podiums, and they get them year after year. So my hat is off to Cody Schock, Brandon, Mike B, and all the guys at Club MX. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing it right. And their second guy on that team, Jet Reynolds, got his first top 10 finish. And I know that's not anything to write home about, but if you look at how low this kid had fallen from what he was as an amateur, this is a rebuilding process, step by step. I'm telling you, keep your eye on Jet Reynolds. When they go outdoors, this kid has a special talent. And if he starts believing in himself, he's going to be a problem for a lot of people. So I love what Club MX is doing in rebuilding him with a low pressure situation. And they're rebuilding these guys. It's pretty cool to watch. And Joe Shimoda looks like his hand is doing much better. He felt racy. I mean, he even kind of got into it with a couple guys. The last few weeks when he was riding with that mutilated hand, it was anytime someone got near him, he backed off. He did not do that. Now what you're seeing is the accumulation of weeks off the bike, not practicing, not getting better during the week when these other guys are getting better. Now with the 2 weeks off, it looks like he's probably good enough to get some laps at the practice track. I'm excited to see what he can do in the East-West Shoot at Indianapolis. And I know it's the same thing every year. Joe comes on strong at the end of the season, but this one's different because it wasn't his fault. This was not his fault, the early season struggles. If you want some badass gear that not a lot of people at the track have, check out Alias MX. They have some of the coolest gear, high quality, and you'll go out there with a set of gear and not many people will have that same set. I know when you buy these other ones, you come out and there's like 3 other people with the same gear as you. You won't have that with Alias MX, at least now. How about Lux Turner? Not a lot of talk about Lux Turner, but this dude is consistently running up inside the top 10 and battling, sometimes inside the top 5. His sister is just flat out amazing, Lala Turner. The Turner family can ride dirt bikes, period. Lux Turner's rookie season was last year, and he had that big hip injury in the main event of round 1. Came back that same year, still rode really good. Man, the improvements that Lux Turner is making, man, if I'm one of these teams and I need somebody, I'm going to look at Lux Turner. I think if you put him on a star bike or pro circuit bike, I think you could see a guy that's going to battle for podiums and possibly wins. That's how high I am on Lux Turner. And I have been so critical of Enzo Lopes in the last few years and the way he exited Club MX, but I will give him credit. He had a bad knee injury at Anaheim 2. He actually had a tibia fracture and I believe a torn ACL, I think. Don't quote me on that one. But for him to suck it up, tough it out with that Bar X Yamaha team and go out there and quietly run around the top 10. You see him in 5th, you see him in 6th. You know what? Good for you, Enzo Lopes. I appreciate your drive and your toughness, and that's a good team. And I hope Enzo gets his career back on track. Thank you, members. I appreciate you so much. Here's a look at the Cooper Webb helmet that we're giving away in March. We're just going to pick random members and just give stuff away.